Now this is a video that I've been wanting to do for quite a while. Welcome back, guys, to another building related video. This is YoMeister238. For those of you brand new, welcome. So glad you guys are here. If you guys do like, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe because it helps me out. We're getting close to 3,000 subs. We're so close. But today I'm going to be talking about block palette. What I mean by block palette is I bet you somewhere on this building tutorial world where I do a lot of my building and everything, I bet you somewhere here there's a block palette that we could go ahead. Oh, and I see one right over there, right there in that corner. Block palettes consisting of certain blocks. You can use these to create an atmosphere, a feel to a build. Right here, this was a special one where I did, I think it was called the Frontier build, which I actually now have that in this world. It's kind of loading up right now, but it was a challenge where I used specifically only the blocks in that block palette to create this mammoth of a beast. But I hope you're excited for this video because that's what I'm going to be talking about. How different types of blocks, different colors can sort of create different feelings, and how you can use similar multiples of the same builds to create different feeling atmospheres and everything. So let's go ahead and get started in this video. So starting off this video though, I would like to discuss first of all a fact that you guys all know. In Minecraft there are so many different biomes. There's the plains where you could have just pretty much any build. Actually, plains biome is a pretty good biome for fitting most builds. But then you got other biomes, such as the mountain biome, where builds such as, I want to say, more structurally unsafe builds will come into play. A lot of dark textures work good because there's a lot of snow and a lot of bright to contrast this sort of biome. So builds just with like darker textures that look a little bit more, I guess you could say, melancholy or sad would fit really good in this biome. There is a spruce biome, which I will say it fits really well with home nicey builds because of the way the forest is designed, the atmosphere, the color of the grass. You can put almost anything in here, but I want to say cottages, medieval sort of builds work so nicely in this sort of biome. You've got swamp biomes where the textures are a lot darker, the water's a lot murkier, and so this, I want to say, you would have more destroyed builds. Things that have been here for a long time. I bet you some temples would look good. Even though this isn't the jungle biome, I bet you it would look pretty darn nice in it. And a lot of, I want to say, shacks and smaller things like that would fit really well in here. And then there's desert biomes and badlands and stuff like that where you could most definitely fit in Wild West kind of frontier looking builds that would fit in really nicely over here. You could have pyramids and temples. As you guys can see, the point I'm going on and on and on about with all these different biomes is that different builds belong in different places. And Minecraft is actually really unique too, because on top of having realistic biomes where people have actually already suited sorts of builds and kind of created I guess you could say, a common theme among other videos, Minecraft has different biomes that are fantasy, you know, like the Nether, or even like the End, though the End only has, I think it only has one biome. I could be wrong. Oh gosh, I should have killed that Ender Dragon. Oh no. Needless to say though, and this is something Minecraft has even realized themselves, different builds belong in different areas. And the reason I say they've realized this themselves is here we are in a Minecraft village. Not all the Minecraft villages look the same. They have different architecture, they have different buildings, they have different colored palettes that fit in the biomes that they are in. Over there, you can see we got a nice kind of white terracotta village house. You would most definitely not see this in maybe like a swamp or a snowy biome. The reason being is because it's got the warmer colors that fits really well in kind of the plains biome. Now, before I go on and on and on and on, because I could go on literally all day about what builds belong where and what blocks fit in best where, I'm gonna stop myself because I have some builds where I've actually showcased this before, and I kind of want to showcase you guys those builds again. You guys might not have realized it at the time, but I am realizing it now that I've done this quite a few times just to have them blend in, fit in with certain biomes. And I really feel like probably one of my best examples that I'm gonna start showcasing some examples is this right here. This is a castle that works with either kind of wood type. So in the Nether there is the crimson, and then there's also the warped kind of biome. So right here you can see that I've simply, for these two builds, I actually gone ahead and replaced the color schemes. They're a little bit far apart, but you guys can see that one compared to that one over there. And all I've 100% done is change the wood type. So over here you got the warped logs, the warped buttons, the warped planks, and over here you got the crimson logs, the crimson planks, the crimson buttons, all that, the crimson blocks. And what this does is it changes the way the build feels. In this build, I'm gonna say it feels a lot more imposing, a lot more kind of scary. And the reason behind that is because it's such a bold kind of warm color, you know, with the fire that's warm. It kind of has that place that you wouldn't want to really walk up on this person, on this neighbor, because I don't know, just look at the color scheme is bold. Whereas over here, the block palette, the color scheme is cool colors, the lanterns. It feels like you could walk in and maybe relax a little bit, maybe take an ice bath, just because there's such thing as cool colors and warm colors. Cool colors are kind of like the blues and greens and purple hues, while the warm colors are more reddish, magenta, you know, kind of orange colors. And I hope I'm getting those all right. They might be there's a little bit leniency that you guys should give me when making these videos, because half the time maybe I'm just making all this up, but I'm not. But the cool thing about the blocks, they work. They have different balance. And one of the things we've explored recently in one of my videos is I actually went ahead and I created, it's over here, this cottage right over here. Now, this cottage is almost exactly the same as this cottage, with a few exceptions to kind of, you know, the structure. Like right here, you can see I've actually, there's stairs instead of a full block, stuff like that. The front end of this build right here actually extends a lot further than the other one. As you guys can see right here, it's a little bit shorter and it's more of just an entrance. So I did change some things up about it. But for all intensive purposes, these are the same build, but they fit in different atmospheres. Notice something right over here that you don't notice at the other one. This is snow. This is the dark features I was talking about earlier. Dark oak with the black stone black in the name, dark in the oak name. It makes it stand out a lot more against the prominent white snow. And because of that, you get a really nice feel. It feels like it belongs in a cold climate. Cooler colors are usually darker colors, while brighter colors, more warm colors are usually in the warm biomes. That's kind of how that goes. Now, once again, looking here with the bright greens and the bright terracotta, this feels like something that would be in a plains biome. We still have a little bit of dark oak, and that's okay. It's okay to intermix blocks and everything, but the main theme of it, the cobblestone, the stone bricks, it's very bright. Everything about it has a nice bright feel to it. And because of that, you could see that this would belong more in a plains biome, or actually I feel like this just fits really well in the plains biome. I feel like that's the main biome it should be in. But I hope you guys are seeing right now that can affect so much. Just types of blocks you use can affect the build. Right here, well, where would you expect this? Option A is in the ocean, right? By the ocean on the beach. Option B is probably in a spruce forest with a little bit of snow. Or option C in a swampland. You guys are immediately going to say it's by the beach side. Want to know why? It's because of the bright colors. Very bright, very sandy, very nice for a beach side. This has a beach side feel to it. And different architecture has different feels to it. This build would most definitely belong probably in the nether. I would say maybe even a basalt delta. But that's because of the textures of it. This build over here would most likely be put in a spruce forest, and the reason behind that is because of the style and the architecture and the feel of the colors. The colors are a little bit darker, but intermixed with some bright colors as well. I would say for the most part, these blocks kind of would fit really nicely in a spruce. Once again, I feel like this would fit really nicely in a spruce because it's kind of a cottagey sort of feel, but it also could belong in the plains. And so my point behind this whole video is that intermixing blocks can create a very interesting. You just, when you're creating builds, you always want to be careful about what blocks you use, where you place them, because if you have blocks that stand out too much, it's just going to look a little odd. Right here, my grub place, my western place, this is 100% going to be in some sort of desert or in some sort of delta. I mean, Badlands. I don't know why I said delta. Whoopsie. Now, again, the interesting thing behind all this too, though, is that I've kind of incorporated this in some past builds of mine, and I kind of want to showcase off at least two places where I've gone ahead and I've matched the blocks with the biome that it's in, the build. So here we are on my main channel, and right here above my mouse cursor, the tutorial, you can already see exactly what I'm getting at. There's a sandy version of this nether portal, and then there's the nether portal itself. And oddly enough, both my examples, so this is just a building tutorial, I'm going to skip a little through. Oddly enough, both my examples are of nether portals in the fact that they can transfer through biomes. So right here at the very end of my video, you can see basically what I've done is I've created this portal. I'm super proud of it. I think it turned out pretty good. If you guys ever want to build this yourself, you can, because I have a tutorial on how to. And now I'm walking up to go ahead and light the portal and go on through to showcase what I've done. I've used different blocks. Right here, I've used the sandstone along with the stripped oak logs. And my Wi-Fi is lagging a little bit. You can see I used a different block palette, but the portal still works because it fits in a different biome. Now, in my latest SMP series, right here, you can see Hearthcraft Season 1, Episode 16. You can see by the thumbnail to the right of the cursor is a nether portal and the portal on the other side. So once again, I've done the same thing without even realizing it. I kind of did this, and let me go ahead. I'm going to skip a little bit more into the video. So this is actually it being built up, a nice time lapse. If you guys ever want to watch Hearthcraft Season 1, I highly recommend it because it was a fun season and there was a lot of cool stuff that we did in it. But basically, we've gone ahead and we created, and I apologize for the kind of graininess. We created this one portal, and you guys can see by my guy when he flies by and does a little another view of it. It's got a lot of logs in it, a lot of stone bricks. It's got an overworld feel to it, and you can see I put the spruce trees around because I thought that it would fit very well in a spruce forest, and it does. It's got the stone bricks, it's got the cobblestone, it's got all the right blocks. Now here we are though building my nether side of this portal in an earlier episode number 9, and you can see the blocks that I've used, they're dark, their aesthetic fits in the nether. It fits and it works, and the reason behind it working is because of the block type. And now I know that I am harping on this a little bit, but not really harping. This is what the whole video is about. It's just block palettes, certain blocks, certain biomes in Minecraft. If we're looking at this right here, if we look at this one, this build, that's going to be more of a beachy kind of side. You get I think it's brown mushroom right there. Lots of tannish, very desaturated colors. Works for the beach environment pretty well. Right here, I would argue that this might also be a beach with a nice bright blue colors. You even got a little bit of the sunshine going through on the glazed terracotta. Whereas this right here, this build would probably fit pretty well in a plains biome. It looks almost as if it would be a block palette for, I want to say, a factory or some sort of industrial build. It might work really well in the swamp as well, because you can see there's a little bit of rust, there's a little bit of mossy cobblestone, which makes it look a tiny bit run down. Bottom left, you got the nether bricks and all the different kind of nether blocks put together. Minecraft did that purposely because they fit together, they fit in a biome. So this would work really well in a crimson biome for sure. Right here, I want to say that a lot of these blocks would be really well made for a barn or something along those lines. So maybe a plains biome or something like that. You guys can see there's different block palettes and there's different blocks in Minecraft. There's tons of different blocks in Minecraft. And so now here lies the question, the kind of, what do I get out of this, Mike? Why have you gone on for umpteenth minutes explaining kind of the block palettes and different biomes and everything? And this is where I'm going to answer you guys. Each block in Minecraft, each block palette has a certain tone, a certain kind of theme to it. It works with certain biomes better than it does other biomes. Certain blocks work better with each other than other blocks with each other. This is all pretty darn easy, understandable knowledge. I will say that the way you can use this is before you build a build, before you decide to create and invent new inventions and stuff, look around. What biome are you in? Look around. What builds have you done? How can you go ahead and connect a theme? Using this knowledge, you could do a lot of really cool things, like creating an entire village that revolves around one theme, right? I have this theme of acacia, of copper, of rusted copper. I could make an entire village using the copper, the blackstone, the acacia, and create something that ties it all together using sometimes slightly other different blocks that would also fit into this theme. You can create an entire village. But most importantly, it'll just really help solidify the fact that your build is where it's meant to be, right? If I were to go ahead, this is an extreme example, but my sugarcane or my gingerbread house, if I were to put this in the middle of a swamp, no, it wouldn't work. It would look so wrong. If I were to put this prismarine bridge on top of a mountain, it wouldn't work. First of all, how the heck did you get the bridge up there? So what I want you guys to take away from all of this, though, is that certain blocks belong in certain ways, if in different places. If you guys ever need help, too, I encourage you, look online. Look at biome-specific, and in the real world biome-specific houses and places, structures. If you're looking at maybe a house in the maybe Alaskan mountains or anything, I bet you they'll have often these dark features and this kind of they have different styles, different architecture, different block palettes, different looks. And so yeah, I think the whole reason I created this entire video was just to tell you guys that be careful when you place in your builds and when you begin to construct. Have an idea of the block palette before you build, and this will in effect make your builds theme they'll seem a lot better, a lot more put together, and a lot more coherent. Sitting in the right biome will do you a justice. Having the right block palette will do you a justice. But with that said, that is kind of my, I don't want to say it's not a harp as much as it is just kind of an explaining what I've seen around in the real world and what you guys can see too. If you guys want to get better at your builds, I always encourage looking at real architecture and looking at what real people have done, because real people, it's the best thing to go off of, real architecture. I hope that you guys might have learned something new or something as well. If you guys like these videos, let me know and I'll do more of them. They're definitely interesting. They're definitely a little bit not my usual standard videos, but I hope you guys did enjoy, and I really hope you guys did learn something. Comment down below if you learned something, because I hope you did. I hope you guys enjoyed the video though, just something different and a little bit unique. Block palettes. Blocks are so crucial to make a build look good, to make it or break it. Oh, that's it. That's my video. That's all I wanted to tell you guys. I hope you guys improve your building if you guys want to. If you don't, then don't improve your building. And I hope that this did something to help you out. I'll see you guys in the next video, whatever that may be. But until then, just enjoy life, enjoy Minecraft, enjoy designing and creating different textured block paletted builds, because you can build just about anything in Minecraft. It is after all a sandbox game. I'll see you guys in the next video, but enjoy life, enjoy Minecraft, and I'll see you soon. Ciao.